Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are back after just quite a bit of time. It's great to catch up with you guys. A lot has happened since we last saw you. And yeah, it looks like Bitcoin is falling off a cliff. People are panicking. What's happening next? Is it all over? And I want to come on here to sort of, make sure you're staying cool, calm, and collected, sort of explain my theory on the market. Rob will jump in and join me and explain his theory as well. We'll look at the charts because a lot of times, the fundamentals do matter, but what matters most is what trend we're in and what the chart is saying, right? And that'll give us the biggest indication as to what's going to happen imminently. Now, just to start this off on a positive note, okay? Crypto has been having a tough time. Gold and silver have been flying. The S&P 500 is at an all-time high after all-time high, the highest it's ever been in history. And everybody's wondering what's happening with crypto. Well, you know what? There is not a smither of a doubt in my mind as to where we are headed with this industry, and that it is the future, and that we are most definitely in the right place. So, as long as you have that conviction, or you do believe in that, and you are a long-term investor, for me, if Bitcoin is going to have another massive leg down, I am ready to buy. And that is the important part of all of this, is having a strategy no matter what happens. Now, on that note, I will say that not to get too far ahead of myself, because we are going to have a look at the charts to see what's possible. But if we do have another pretty sizable leg down, which looks like could be, now I'm going to give you the good, bad, and the ugly in this episode, but don't worry, there's always a silver lining. And this is it, is that if we are, in a quote unquote bear market, I believe we're probably already halfway through that, as we never, ever even got close to top signals firing. We're nowhere near any metrics that would show us that, we've reached that peak of the bull market. And so if this is a bear market, this could just be sort of the new way of things, in that we have these shorter bear markets, so to speak, or long drawn out corrections. By technical standards, I do believe we are in a bear market. Rob will confirm, but they could be a lot shorter than they used to be. And maybe it'll be healthy for the market, and that will flush out the weekends, and we'll start to get stronger and stronger and concentrated in the areas that are going to do well. I talk about this a lot on this channel, that I like to put bets on horses that I believe will win the race. I saw our friends, in the industry, crypto banter, talking today about the Mag 7 of crypto, right? And that a lot of capital is going to concentrate into the strongest plays, because big money doesn't like to invest in small caps like we do, like retail does, and like traders do. They put their money into, funds where they have bigger, more established projects taking in fees like Hyperliquid, guys. One of the only decentralized perp dexes where people can, bet, go long, go short, and they can also bet on gold and silver. And so Rob and I were discussing earlier that, you've got the crypto bros trading gold and silver on there. So yes, it's generating real life fees, and it has a real future. So Hype is doing really well. We'll go over some setups, some fire setups in today's episode. But now the question that is on most of your minds: what is happening to Bitcoin? Is it falling off a cliff? Are we going deep into a bear market? Why is this happening? And what's going on? Okay, so first off, let's just have a look at some of the biggest highlights in the news that have been coming out lately. So the Fed came out and they decided to pause interest rates, and it remains at 3.5 to 3.75. Okay, so the Federal Reserve has not complied with subpoenas and criminal investigation involving Federal Chair Jerome Powell. So I think they're just sort of laying low, and before anything else, they're just going to pause, and they're just sort of at a gridlock right now, right? His answers to the questions were very sort of like, he didn't address anything directly, but he did say that that the U.S. economy is doing well despite geopolitical tensions and tariffs. But he also said that the U.S. $38.5 trillion national debt is not sustainable. We all know that. And that is going to lead to the next big piece of news. Before we get there, there's just a few other things. Mayor Zoran of the NYC says he's going to raise taxes on high earners and corporations because NYC is facing a financial crisis at a scale greater than the Great Recession. Okay. All of the stuff, I don't like to get too emotional, let too much fear enter, nor euphoria. Just like to, pay attention to what's happening in the world, but also sort of zoom out a little bit and look at what's happening in history and where we could be. Now, one of the most interesting things I think we have all witnessed is that gold is smashing it. Gold is at a new all-time high. It's just making all-time high after all-time high. In fact, people shorting gold have had problems because, it just keeps going. And so this was one of the things President Trump came out and said. Sorry, I got to remove the video here. He said this: the golden rule of negotiating and success, he who has the gold makes the rules. So we're all wondering, who is buying up all this gold? Well, Tether. just made a massive bid on gold. Tether just bought a ton of gold, which we posted also in the group, and they're like one of the biggest gold reserves outside, central banks now. So, what is happening? Are people afraid of? Are they flying out of fleeing the dollar? Are they leaving the dollar? They just have no more faith in the dollar, so they're buying gold. Possibly, some investors are hedging. I believe China is buying up a lot of gold. A lot of countries are buying up gold, but the fact remains that the 20 and 30-year yields have not had any great crashes. They haven't gone down. It doesn't show at the same time that gold is skyrocketing. We're not seeing that same correlation in people sort of losing faith in the dollar by dumping, the yield. Like the yield is still there. So it's not like we've had any big crashes. So I don't think, because you have to think about it. If they fling the dollar, where are they going to go? Right. And time after time, all we've said is that crypto will actually make the dollar stronger because, Bitcoin becomes sort of like a world reserve currency. A lot of stable coins are pegged to the dollar that, I don't know, the end of fiat as we know it is coming. And that I do believe. But if you do leave the dollar, where are you going to go? Okay, you've got gold, you've got silver, you've got commodities, Bitcoin, of course, mega bullish on that. But here, just have a listen as to what, the OG legend himself, Ray Dalio, says about dying of the old ways.
The monetary system as we know it, it's not just the US dollar, it's the fiat monetary currencies. So the UK, the euro, Japan, China all have similar debt problems and so on, and are dealing with the same interrelationships, which is the reason you're seeing gold being chosen by the central banks. They want a currency. Gold has always been the main currency, and it's the only non-fiat currency, in other words, not the currency that can't be printed, that they want. And so that's why you're seeing central banks move and sovereign wealth funds move to gold, and that's the nature of the shift of the monetary system.
All right, so the fiat is dying as we know it, right? So they're not just buying gold to escape the dollar. It's a world problem. So that's the thing, that we're in the middle of a shift of a great reset in the world, and you better believe that Bitcoin is a much better form of gold, right? And people are starting to wake up to that and see that. And BlackRock and all of Wall Street are not going to just like launch all of these funds and all of the stuff that has happened and then decide that crypto's dead. That is not happening, you guys. So I just see all of this as a massive opportunity long term. That being said, the reason why trading is amazing is because Rob has explained it so many times on his channel. If you are a long-term investor, you can still use the charts to help you time your buys, right? And potentially save 20 to 30 to 50% of your portfolio by waiting for key moments to buy. So we do go over that in the course that we filmed that will drop imminently, guys, within a week or two. And I'm telling you, this is going to help you level up your game so much. You're going to make money no matter whether we're up, down, anywhere in between. You will make money in the markets, and that is fun. So I see you, Raw Food Writer. Shout out to you. I see you. Make crypto fun again. This is making crypto fun again. You know what's fun? Being a part of the Hive right now, guys, in the Telegram. Join the group down below. I'm telling you, we are firing off things all day long, all night long. I'm over here in Europe. Rob's in the US. And some of the best setups, absolute killer setups that are in the entire space. So it's been fun because while crypto, for the most part, for everyone else, has been boring and slow and a slow bleed, we've been making money by being able to trade some of the best setups. So learning how to trade is one of the best skills you can possibly get, because then you don't have to think, oh, we're going into a bear market for the next 6 months maybe, or the next year when it used to be years long. No, you can trade all throughout that time while you're waiting for your long-term investments to play out. It is absolutely amazing. So the link to the Hive is in the description below. We're going to start charging $99 in February per month. It's still free right now, so get in while you can. You'll get a $100 bonus for any deposit on BYDFI. Now, we put the link there to the verification support group, which you'll be led to a channel on Telegram, and we'll ask for you. You can ask us any questions if you're having trouble signing up to the group and using the bot. Okay, so go ahead and go there and shoot us a DM. We'd love to have you, and it's a really fun time. Okay, we're going to go over some of the setups now after I finish the news section. But yeah, shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Jeannie, sorry, what's up? How's it going? Love to have you as part of the group. I love the Hive emojis. I love them. I love your vibe too. Gray Saint. Okay, I believe in crypto. I also believe in crypto winter. Okay, you can believe in both. You can believe in both. But as I just said, if we're about to go into a crypto winter, guys, I don't think it's going to be one of those year-long, drawn-out crypto winters. I believe if we're already in it, probably halfway through, we'll look into that with Rob. But as the years go by and the cycles go by, the bear markets get shorter and shorter, and we have no reason to have such a long, drawn-out one. We didn't even get a euphoric blow-off top, right? So one other thing I want to share with you before we head to the charts is this video of Anthony Scaramucci. Okay, he's a big guy on the news all the time talking about crypto, and he just talks about how Bitcoin should be valued as an asset class. So I just want to leave you guys with this before we get into the charts.
Think Bitcoin, it shouldn't trade at a market capitalization of a company. It should trade at a market capitalization of an entire asset class. So if Bitcoin right now is $1.5 trillion, there are companies that are worth $1.5 trillion.
Oh, yeah.
But, gold is probably 16 now because of the recent price rise. And so even if Bitcoin got to half of the price of gold, it's 8 trillion. You're at 1.5.
Yep.
That's a 5.75 move from here. So that asset could easily trade to $350,000. You could invite me back on your podcast and I could say it's undervalued in terms of where it is going as an asset class.
All right. So I just like to leave you guys with that because you've got to zoom out and you've got to understand the bigger picture. This will happen. It's like the catch up. A lot of things are valued in ratios. So one last thing I want to leave you with is, as the stock market pumps higher and higher, we're currently at resistance in a massive rising channel. If we pump out, we break out of that and we start going on a parabolic run, it's not necessarily that it's the devaluing of the dollar, right? So all other assets are repriced aggressively, right, to the upside. And as that ratio gets bigger and bigger away from Bitcoin, I mean, that's how a lot of investors value things, is how big or what value things are based on others. The ratios are very important. So it's just a devaluing of the dollar that's making these assets get repriced at a higher price level, right? And so people feel richer, they feel better about it. Trump, when asked about the dollar being weak, said he's not worried about it. The dollar is stronger than ever. But is he trying to devalue the dollar on purpose to inflate the markets? Absolutely, probably. I mean, Trump's main goal is to make sure that the markets do well. And don't forget, his biggest net worth is now in crypto. So you better believe come midterms in November, he's going to want that to be piping hot. So that's my analysis, guys. We're in January. We might have to have a little bit more patience here. But while you're waiting for your long-term investments to play out, why not learn how to trade? Why not double down? Why not compound your gains? Last thing, Andre Jick, I believe it was, or Graham, the other guy, one of the financial guys, just did a YouTube saying that these are potentially the last 5 years to quote unquote get rich. Because if we do get this universal high income that Elon Musk talks about and AI takes over and working is a choice, well, they say that the people who are already priced in those assets, that have already purchased those assets, will become richer and richer while everybody else is still kind of like locked out of that. Hopefully that's not the case, but I don't know. It could be a reality. Like what we need to do now is focus, learn new skills, and learn how to get Bitcoin, learn how to acquire Bitcoin, learn how to, be a player in this race, because now is the time. And I believe that it's just one of the biggest opportunities we could ever witness. So on that note, Rob, what's up? We got our spirit animal for a little bit of cheer today.
Say hi, Birdie.
She's so cute.
How's it going?
A hive spirit animal. Yeah. So what are you making of gold and silver, and what is happening? What do you make of the market right now?
Well, I mean, gold and silver are pumping, definitely. Everybody notices that one. My thing is, it's kind of funny that it's getting listed on a bunch of exchanges now. People are trading it. The crypto bros are all trading it. Me, I was looking at, I'm a holder of silver, of course. So I'm really excited on that play right there right now. I've been meaning to go out and take some profits. To actually have to go to the store and take profits. I have to go to the gold and silver store by me. It's about an hour and a half drive for me. So I haven't got to take any profits yet. So I just hope it just keeps pumping before
it seems like it's going to be so, right? It's I don't know, it's kind of an anomaly, but as we were talking about backstage, there's a lot of talk about silver having been artificially suppressed, the price at least, which would make sense because it's used in a lot of things, machines and just things that are necessary, right?
Yep. I mean, I'm just hoping that it doesn't affect the cost of stuff that we use on a daily basis. So that's the bad part of it going up. Is it going to change the cost of living of things that we use and stuff like that? That's just
right.
Different materials. So it's going to cost companies to make more money. They're going to have to be able to charge more money to us in order to produce the products they produce. So that's the downfall of some of the times when metals pump and stuff like that. So
Right.
everything is I mean, every action, there's always a reaction. So you got to think of that as well too. So I mean, as you guys know, I'm a machinist by trade as well too. I make things. The more the metal cost, the more we got to charge for a product, and that's how it works.
Yes. Oh, yes. So, guys, we're sort of just like in a wait and see mode here. But I know people do have a lot of fear, and there's some geopolitical tension going on. The Iranian Navy will conduct exercises with China and Russia in the Sea of Oman and the Indian Ocean over the coming days. And that is where the U.S. carrier strike group, along with 3 more destroyers, are also stationed. So I know there's a lot of fear about that. But, let's just jump into the charts and just rip the Band-Aid off, Rob, and let's tell them what we could potentially expect, because you guys must be prepared for either scenario or any scenario that could come up. And in the meantime, take advantage to compound your gains and learn how to trade. I cannot stress it enough. The link is in the description. DM our support group will help you get started. It's still free right now.
I think before we jump in the charts, we should jump in Telegram and see what we this was a crazy week of trading. We did very well, in my opinion. I think we should show them a little bit what we've done in the group, the updates we've been given, stuff like that, because I think how we reacted to everything with the FOMIC meeting, how we play everything played out, I think went very well through the week. Day traders, if they took my trades on day trades, and I even posted in groups, if you're a day trader, you should be taking profits right now. And I didn't have time to day trade, so I was going for swing trades. I just had my stops at basically break even. And I was up like 100% on some tokens, stuff like that during the FOMIC meeting. And I even posted in group, I was like, if you're a day trader, you should be taking profits, because day traders hold it. And so day traders killed it yesterday. Let's go ahead and jump in. I need to share my screen, I guess.
Yeah. While I was doing that, Rob did give that warning before this, drop off happened here, and protected a lot of investor and people trading. And so people were able to take profits. I mean, that's the beauty of being in the group, is you get real-time alerts. We can't come onto YouTube in real time and tell you, this is happening. I'm taking profits here. This is why. We can't do that in the group. And that is why we're absolutely rocking it there. So I'm going to add this to the screen.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger here. So like these are some just the Bitcoin charts that we were going over here. And yesterday, whenever I was in my swing longs, I posted this one right here in the 1 hour, because you guys all know I look for the close above the 1-day 9. We were above it. And as soon as we started losing this yesterday after the FOMC meeting, I was sitting there watching this 1 hour SMA 200. And as soon as we started losing it, I put on there, I said, I'm holding off on adding to any longs. I actually posted a shortened group about right after, not far time after that, which nailed all profits today as well too. So we did make money on this pullback as well. And then I started sharing some liquidations. And the craziest part is, let me go ahead and find it here. That was staggering me was Bitcoin dominance. Like, that's something I've been kind of keeping really good track of right now. The 4-hour chart here, we had this bearish Adam and Eve neck. We broke the neck, or looking for the neckline break. We lost a 1-day SMA 200 for some downside on it. And typically when this breaks down, you usually get good alt trading. And that's the part that's kind of hard right now. Let me go ahead and find it. And here we are right here. We broke the neckline. Bitcoin dominance is also dropping off. So a lot of times you want to be looking for where the money flow is at. And that's where we just kind of established that the money flow is going into stable coins. So we are in this range in stable coins. We're hitting the range high right now. It is kind of like a bull flag idea right now. So if it does break up, we do have more downside coming. But right now, the best edge, like my edge for a while there, was Bitcoin dominance. Like, that was giving me the way to trade alts and have an upper edge on the average person. And right now, that edge is no longer working. So once something stops working, you got to go find something new, or go back and find something else what's working at the time. And it seems like the stablecoin dominance charts right now are kind of calling the moves right now. People are flooding into that and it's going into stablecoins in the crypto market. And we're taking out liquidations down underneath it. So we're always keeping up to date on the liquidation levels in group as well, too. So it's just one of those things that's just really important. So one of our ideas here, which I'm going to sit there, we're going to go over and see if this is still kind of in play right here. So we're in this rising channel right here, and we're looking to go up and get bounced and get all the way up to this fib level here. And we're looking for the RSI to kind of match that and kind of get prepared for like a bloodbath that just gets rejected here and gets rejected here. But now the thing is, we lost this trend right here. So we have to go in, and we're going to go ahead and jump on in and see what's going on with the market now. So it's kind of where we left off, and that's where we're going. And we're basically putting together a puzzle right here all the time. It's a continuous puzzle no matter what, and you're just looking for the next signal on what to do next.
Right. And I like what you said there, Rob, about finding the edge. That's what is so hard for the majority of people to do. That's why it's hard to be a leader when it comes to trading. And that's what Rob has been able to get really good at, is finding the edge and looking for sort of the pieces of the puzzle to put together before other people do. And that's what we get in the group. You guys are the first ones to know what's happening. Where is the capital rotation going? What are the hot coins? What's the narrative? That is the trickiest thing to do. And that's what we're keeping you updated on 24/7 in the group still right now for free. So you guys must join the group if you want to learn a new skill set that could potentially change your entire life, right? And I mean, like, level up your skills. I've never ever learned as much as I have with Rob, and he's an excellent mentor, and he's in the group 24/7 helping all of you out. So we want to see all of you in there. There are no excuses. It is still free, guys. Join. That's all I'll say for now, and we'll jump back into Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest things, is trying to find the edge. Like, we nailed uni short for all take profits, and it just kept dumping afterwards. So, I mean, it's probably the most challenging thing in the market, because your edge is always going to change. Sometimes it's Bitcoin DOM, sometimes it's stablecoin, sometimes it's others.d, and you kind of got to sit there and just look at what's reacting, like what's working in your favor, and what's making the reaction in the best way. And sometimes you got to use a combination of them as well too. So let's go ahead and just jump into the Bitcoin chart now. Let's see here. So this is where we were. Let's go ahead and we're on the 1 day time frame. And what we were looking at, it's actually easier if we go back a little bit so you can see it beforehand. I'm going to go ahead and turn on a bullish order block. And I'm waiting for it to load up. My computer's going really slow.
So bullish order blocks are in bearish order blocks. What you see on the screen there is a Lux algo indicator that makes it so much easier for you to trade. We're going to start linking to that in the description as well. Hopefully get you guys a good discount. And it's a big part of the course that we're about to launch, because it does make things super easy, easier for you. You don't have to do things manually, and very visually, just you can look at the charts and understand much more quickly what's going on. Yeah,
a lot of time too. Like, so a lot of people think I trade on a phone, which I really don't. I map out a plan on my computer, and then I just execute on my phone. And whenever things start changing a little bit, it makes it a lot easier, if I'm not on my computer, to sit there and get a good judgment where everything's at, without me sitting there trying to figure everything out until I'm back to my computer. I have a busy life. I have kids to take care of, a house to take care of, and normal stuff. So right. I know the pain of being a normal person in the market, not sitting. I know some people that sit there and do really well, but all they do is sit right here at a computer all day long, looking at the charts, watching every single time frame. And I'm not able to do that.
Right. So, and that gives you the freedom, guys, to be able to do this in your spare time. I mean, Rob works at a job where you can't even be on the phone a lot of time. A lot of you are at a job where you have a lot of free time, and you can be on your phone. You can, like, you literally, with minimal amount of time, can learn how to do this and be effective at it, and not have to sit there and stare at the charts. It's once you get it and it clicks, you get it. It'll take some time. I'm not going to lie. You're going to have to repeat. You're going to have to practice. That's why we're giving you the $100 bonus as a free tuition, guys, so you can learn how to trade with not even your own money. That's incredible, right? So take advantage of that.
So here's where we were kind of looking to be bullish here, and we kind of came up, and that right there. Oh, it went too fast. So let's go ahead and back to the candle chart. So it was right here where this candle closed above the 1 day 9 yesterday. That's when I was like, all right, we're basically kind of bullish right here. And yesterday we were testing it, and it was after the FOMC meeting. Nothing really dumped afterwards until later on. And that's where that 1 hour, when I posted that one chart with that 1 hour SMA 200, was right here. So the 1 hour SMA 200 always lines up the 1 day SMA 9. In crypto only, not stock market. So don't take this in the stock market with those two combining. It doesn't work in the stock market, just the crypto. So whenever that we were kind of looking for this plan to kind of claim out, even if it came down here and double bottom right here and retested, we were looking for that to happen. Now we can clearly see that we are moving on this trend line. Right now the idea is, one, we get a buy back up before 3 hours from now, and we create a long wick, and it's a big bear trap, is what we could be looking for. But we have 3 hours for that one. It's not really seem like that's going to happen. So the next thing is that we're going to be looking for is it's going to create a bearish fair value gap. That bearish fair value gap, now you can sit there and kind of anticipate where they're going to be. Let's go ahead and turn off the order blocks right now. And I'm going to turn off the 1 day SMA 9 because it's blocking it. And where you start printing those at is the last candle on the lower wick for a bearish order block. So at the end of it's going to be right here. So there's a potential that we come all the way back up and fill this, so say we close right here. We come back up here and bearishly retest this channel. That's going to be a good exit. If you're in any longs, that's going to be a good exit time. Or we could sit there and look for new short opportunities when we're up there. Now, if it gets up and fills up this whole fair value gap and closes up inside of this pattern, we might have a giant bear trap. So those are two scenarios I'm kind of looking at in the 1 day time frame, and we're going to see what happens here. We are still in this very bottom support right here with this area right here. Now, the hard part that we sit there and we're kind of going at is right now is the 1 day oscillators. The 1 day stosh is pointing up. We got the bullish cross on it. We're still waiting for this one right here for the MACD. RSI is pointing down, showing bearish momentum. So we don't got full confluence right there, but we're getting kind of close to it. But we need to break above that 1 day 9 again to sit there and have the confirmed entry for a Bitcoin long again, which I think I was long on Bitcoin. I got stopped out on.
Right. Yeah. So there is some hopium left, or some, sort of like bullish, potentially bullish, or another run up scenario here, but only if we get that that trap and we close back above, right? So otherwise, then what are we looking at?
We are looking at, so if we don't get that here, we are looking at this trend line right here. And this is where this is where I'm actually in the stuck right now, kind of debating. So I can take this trend line here and right here, connect these two dots, these 3 dots. And we have, let me go ahead and make this right here. We have a head and shoulder pattern basically printing right here. Now, the one thing about head and shoulder patterns is most of the time, a lot of people in crypto will draw them like this, where you have the sideways slant line right here, and you come up and bearishly retest it. But a lot of times I see those fake out. Why? Because typically you want your head and shoulders to be a flat neckline, not really at an angle. So that's more what you want to kind of look for. And that's where I was kind of just examining this chart at, is if we came, say we did bearishly retest the channel, we came all the way back down to here, even about down to 75,000 to 70, maybe wick down to 73,000, or this high right here. There is a potential chance that could be our flush out right here before we start. I want to click on a different one. We kind of get down here. Let me just get like that. Bearishly retest, and we get all the way down to here. Then we come back up to here, get these levels, kind of go sideways for a little bit, and then come down. That could actually make a bigger head and shoulders pattern. That's kind of I know it's a bearish pattern, but it's a hopium that we make a larger right shoulder for potentially. Now, remember I was showing you guys Bitcoin dominance earlier with the bearish scenario, how it's breaking down. We're getting head and shoulders underneath the 1 day SMA 200. So if this kind of plays out and we get this retracement up to this area, up to 100K or so, which are going to be around where, so we're looking at this right here, the 1 day SMA 200. So say that's kind of going on the same trajectory. So somewhere right in here, and we make a bigger shoulders pattern here, we can have some good alt recoveries, I'm going to call them. I don't want to say alt run, because I don't think it's going to be just a basically like giant dead cat bounce is going to be looking for in alts if that happens. So if you're buying alts now, you might get some good runs, but if you bought them last year, if you DCA, you might get lucky to get a break even.
Right. Yeah. And so for those of you listening, I know a lot of people are very discouraged in the market right now. It's been a very hard market to be a part of, especially as an investor. I do believe long term that, crypto is going to fly, Bitcoin and the better coins at least. But right now we're trying to show you how to get the edge to prepare for what's going to happen, because we want to rip that Band-Aid off and make sure you understand this is what could happen right now. But again, I don't believe that if we do go down and make this lower low that Rob's showing potentially here, if this head and shoulders plays out, that we're going to have a long, drawn out, extended bear market. Just based on all of the data and the fact that the bear markets keep getting shorter and shorter, right? Do you have any kind of
FA on that? To be honest, is actually very reasonable as well too. Because you think about it, every Bitcoin bear market. Let's go ahead. I'm going to look at the weekly chart here. Let's go. Yeah, I'm on that one here. So we look at every bear market here. There are massive drawdowns that we're all used to, right? So what were they typically? Last one was a good 80%, 75%. This one here, 80%. How far are we down right now? We are down about 35%, right? So here's something to kind of think about. These bear markets were all with retail traders, correct? It wasn't with institutional money. Institutional money doesn't sell like retail. They usually buy and buy and buy and buy. They don't really sell off like retail traders do. So these big pullbacks might not be as big or don't last as long because institutionals they don't sell the same way that retails do. They don't sell out of fear. They usually start buying dips and stuff like that. So they trade a little bit differently. So I mean, then also too, looking at it, like a 50% pullback would be the 1 week SMA 50, which we're not far from. So say if we did go for a full pullback from right here, we're looking at another 30%. So not very far away.
Right. Yeah. And that's my point here, is that potentially we're already halfway through this bear market, right? Because by technical terms, we've been in a bear market for a little while now. And if we do get that shortened time frame and also less of a drawdown, which makes a whole lot of sense based on all the analytics and all of the indicators that have not been anywhere close to bull market top, right? Maybe we're just in a different environment. Those big institutions are not going to see Bitcoin at 60,000 and think, I'm too afraid to buy right now. Or no, I think it's going to go lower. They are going to buy all the way down, you guys. So don't get shaken out. Don't think that this industry is dead. I don't know. There's a lot of doom and gloom on X. This is an opportunity. And like I said earlier, if there were only potentially 5 more years to gain wealth before the big AI boom kicks in and universal high income and everything else, now is the time for you to be able to own these assets. Like I'm buying Bitcoin when it goes down to those levels. Like just think about your strategy long-term also. And if you are a long-term investor, learn how to compound your gains, because this opportunity may not come in this way in the next 5 years to the foreseeable future.
Yep. So now that we kind of did the doom and gloom, let's look at a little bit at the one positive side that I saw the other day here. So this is just a weekly chart using simple price action here. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. We are still technically in a higher low type of zone in the weekly chart. So PA actually isn't bearish yet on a weekly time frame.
Now, and what is that lower level that we'd have to maintain?
I mean, the wicks are already all the way down to $74,000. We go underneath 74,000. I guess is that what it is? 74,151. Then that would be considered a
lower low.
Lower low. Sorry, terms are going out of my head here. So the question is, say we do hold this zone here and we go up. The big question everybody should be asking, which say we do get a little bit further down here and we go up, and it is a higher low, or some people might call it a double bottom or something, which I don't really like using that where they're at in the stage here, is are we going to make a lower high next or a higher high? So after a swing low comes a swing high. The question is it going to be a higher high or a lower high? The swings always happen. It's just, yeah.
And that's one of the fundamentals of trading. A lot of people forget the basics when they're trading. It's like the trend is your friend until the end. That's one of the things we go over in the course, but a little bit more in depth, because there are so many fundamentals in trading that a lot of traders ignore or they don't pay attention to that can make this so much easier for you to navigate. And right now we're in a downtrend. Right. So we have to be watching on lower high alert and lower low alert until something changes.
Yep. So, I mean, that's going to be the big question here. I mean, there are a lot of signals saying if we do get up to here, there could be a bearishly retest of like the 1 day SMA 200, bearishly retest of weekly 50. There are some, I think on the next slide, we might go over some other bear signals. But if we don't, I'll be posting them in the group as well, too. So can't go over everything on YouTube Live. A lot of stuff going to be posted in group on signals and stuff and other things that we're looking for. And again, in group, we're keeping up guys up to date on almost everything that we potentially can. We're also doing, like I said, even if it is a bear market, it doesn't really matter. We're going to make money either way. We made money today on a couple shorts.
Right. No, that's right. And there are some good setups happening right now. Should we give them one, Rob, before we sign off?
I don't have any set up right now. I'm going to be making some after the live here, and I'll be posting them in group. I don't really have any made up that because right now shorts are getting to the point to where are we going to be getting a good bounce or not right now? So it's very critical. Like I can't sit there and put anything out with where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really bearish on this one here. It's definitely going to be dropping really hard, or I'm really bullish on this one. We're definitely going to pump on it. We did really good for the past couple of weeks of putting out setups for you guys to where I don't want to sit there and ruin the reputation by just trying to put something out. I want to make sure that I want something good for you guys.
Yeah.
Something to have.
That's amazing. We're not just trying to get you to trade. We want you to have success. So if Rob's holding off, it's just that the market looks unclear right now. And if you don't have the edge, sometimes it's better just to sit out on the sidelines. I see Jeannie here Jeannie says she almost took the uni short. Can't wait for the masterclass. Yes, it is going to help you so much, because these rules that we tell you about sometimes on YouTube, they're going to be all together in one place for you to be able to watch the video, take the quiz, ingrain it in your mind so that you know what to look for when you go to these charts. So this is the uni short she's referencing here.
Yeah, it was basically just a rising channel, and as soon as I started seeing that the 1 day or 1 hour SMA 200 being lost, I'm just looking at everything. I'm like, everything's on. Like, I don't like opening up shorts on why they're on support, but I just started looking and zooming in a little bit. I'm like, oh man, I feel like when I get stopped out on my, so I mean, I make decisions based off of those a lot of times. I'm just like, it just looks like everything's gonna drop. I'm gonna just put my stop list as a break even on the longs. If they end up playing out, awesome. I get wrecked on a short at a small loss, and I get my longs to play out. Then I had this short posted here, and it was just a basic, and it was your basic short play out. It was the rising wedge breakdown, bearishly retest. This is basically how I had it drawn here, and it just played out perfectly. Now, sometimes what I add in there is you could jump on there whenever you get a break of a trend line. Let me go ahead and put this back on. Why is it not turning on? So when you get a break of a trend line, you get a fair value gap most of the time. It's one of my things I use to help confirm my breaks. And also, too, it gives you a good zone on where to scale in at, because you can use the fair value gaps to help scale in at, which we have more information on fair value gaps already posted in the group. I'm trying to find it here, but right now they're not showing up. And this thing, I mean, our take profits was at $4.57, and it dropped all the way down to $4.20. So it was like easy. It was just, I was away while I was hitting take profits. I would have sat there. If I was watching, I could have sat there instead of used falling stop loss. So we had a good drop of 10% in a day. So 10% move in a day, wow. 10x leverage, that's 100x.
100% move.
Gains. Me, yeah. I closed it because I wasn't watching it. I just saw it hit auto take profits. So I closed it right around here, 4%. I made 40% gains, which I was completely happy with. So I was like, all right, because I charted this from about 5. I looked at it on the weekly time frame, and I was like, we're on a critical support right now. And then if you guys are holding uni, you might want to turn off the video here for a second, or you
watch I'll tell you like it is. Yeah.
I zoomed out to the weekly chart on this here, and I looked at it, and I was just like, one thing I saw here was we're sitting on critical support, and I saw these lower highs. I see these lower highs right here, and in my opinion, uni, if we stay under this level here, we're gonna see a nice 92% drop in uni.
Ooh, wow.
I already have limit buys sitting at 30 cents on uni.
Oh, you've got the stink bids, they're called stink bids.
Yeah. So I legitimately already have my limit buys on spot set up for 30 cents on uni, not because I'm bearish on uni, just because this chart pattern I've seen quite a bit. And I remember saying it's on critical support. It's never going to go down that low. Then it loses this critical support. Then it does go down that low. I've said that on too many tokens I was bullish on, and it just played out that way. It gets to this recovery candle right here and covers that all the way up. And then I'm just like, by the time it gets down there, I never have enough money to buy it. So I just don't buy it. I just set my limit buys for that area a lot of the times. So my idea right now for uni is that if the market does get a bounce, we are going to be going up to this trend line potentially. So we could get a long maybe trade on it. And once we get up to that trend line, we're going to be looking to front run a breakdown of here and for a nice swing trade. And we'll be looking for swings all the way down to 30 cents on uni to capitalize on that. And then we'll take our short profits, and I'm going to load them up on longs. I'm going to get down to there. So that's kind of my play on it.
I mean, look at that. How many different trading scenarios there are ways to make money on uni. Whereas if you're just going to be a holder of uni and wait for the next big altcoin run up, I mean, you could potentially be holding all the way down to 30 cents. So, like at the very least, start a side account for trading, guys. Even if you are long-term holders, start a side account, get your feet wet. Jeannie, I love that you're so involved and you so want to learn, because you will. It's sometimes hard and it's a lot to take in, but we will make sure you get it and you can practice and you can send us your own charts. And Rob is an excellent mentor, guys, and he'll make sure that you get it. I mean, period. If you join the group, you're going to win. You are going to win, and your success is guaranteed if you follow the rules, right? If you follow the rules of trading, like, you'll have some losses, but overall, you're going to be a much more successful trader. And that's super exciting, because these are skills that can change your entire life, period.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I'm glad that you're so if you have charts, if you know how to make charts, post them in group. I can sit there and critique them or give my opinion on it or something I'll do differently. Because I don't like to say anybody's ever wrong. I just sit there and maybe make them better. I sit there and say, hey, it looks really good. I like the idea here. Play it out and see if it plays out. You know what I mean? Because everything's probabilities. I have a theory that most traders, when they start, they usually make a lot of money when they first start. And that's what gets them basically kind of like all into it. And then they go through a drawdown period that puts fear in there. They give back all their gains. And then they go sideways on their portfolio for a very long time until something clicks. And my goal is to get you to that point to where it clicks faster. That's typically just sometimes it's that mentoring. It's not really about knowing something more is better. It's sometimes getting that click. So what I see is people will sit there and buy something. They make a bunch of money on it. They take profits. And they do it like 3 or 4 times. Then all of a sudden the market conditions change from something that's even harder. Then they just give back, kind of like this chart right here, give back all their gains. They're kind of back to where they started at. And they keep on trying to trade. And they just go through this consolidation period. And how long? And I think that's the hardest part is somebody that goes through this consolidation period for whatever amount of time. It can last a year, 2 years, 5 years until something clicks. And then they sit there, something goes off, and then it kind of just goes to the parabolic side, because then they just get the risk management. They get not to get attached to a token. They get whenever a trade's not going their way, they just stop for that trade, or they look for a different token to trade or something like that. They take a day break. They start learning themselves more. I think it's a process of learning yourself more than anything in the long run, and just how to control your emotions when it comes to certain things. Like if you're looking at this chart right here and you're sitting there seeing me saying, this is going down to 30 cents and you're getting angry, it's because you're too attached to the token. You don't have a plan starting out. I'm sitting there, I'm excited for it to go to 30 cents because I think it's a great buying opportunity for me.
Right. Yeah. And also it's the long-term holder thing, where if you're a long-term holder, of course, it's going to frustrate you. So, if you don't have a plan, now you can make a plan. You can understand, okay, if you're going to hold anyway throughout this whole thing and you're just going to hold for 5 years, fine. What will you do in the meantime? How will you get more uni? How will you improve in other areas to get more money in the meantime, right? Like we don't need to be sitting on the sidelines waiting. We can make this happen. And Jeannie, I love what you're saying. You're learning so much already and you've been self-learning for years. So yes, this is going to supercharge your success. We're also uploading a free beginner's course for people who are already in the group. We're going to have a whole channel. We already have that beginner's course filmed, so you can go ahead and take advantage of those resources just to make sure you have the basics before you get the masterclass, because those will be the fundamentals. So if you join the group now, it's not only free, you'll get free access for a limited time to that beginner's course, which will be up by tomorrow. And it's going to be amazing for you because you're going to start to move forward, to get that momentum in the forward path of learning how to trade and taking advantage of all these setups and pulling the trigger, right? And getting better and better as time goes by. Now, if you're learning to trade in these conditions, bravo. These are some of the hardest conditions we've ever had to trade in crypto. A lot of chop, a lot of whipsaw. It's not easy, lazy, long season at all. And you will be an amazing trader by the time trading becomes easier, right? So that's all I have to say on that.
Yep. Another trade that we killed it on. We've been shorting render since 33 cents. We're now down, I would say, $1.75. So that's 25%. So we've been shorting this token right here. Once it broke the 1-day 9, as you can see, once you break the 1-day 9, sometimes you get that parabolic run, but that ends usually with the break of 1-day 9, which is swinging out low. Now I did take profits on this area right here. So we tested it 3 times. I finally closed my trade actually. And whenever it bounced yesterday, and I was actually bullish on the market. I actually, when it was bearishly retesting the 1-day 9, I actually just opened up a short just in case things kind of went out there. So sometimes you can do it as well too. I try to update as much as I can in real time of what I'm doing, so you guys know as well too. But I didn't get to update this one here in group, the entry I took here. But even if you just sat there and you held and you just listened to my rules of saying open underneath the 1-day 9, you're up significantly since we broke that 1-day 9. Since we called out the short on this token right here on RNDER.
Right. And that's another, I mean, and as the setups are playing out, Rob will tell you when to move your stops up, when to move them into break even. I mean, it's really the whole thing. A lot of trading groups that they'll have are just call outs and sort of like bots. And they won't teach you how to get in and out and the nuances. And that's exactly what you're learning in this group also. And you have a lot of people helping you along the way, telling you that things are moving. And we show you how to set your stop losses on the 1-day 9 in the course. We also talk about the trading mentality and the top things to do and not to do. And all of the things that Rob has learned in his trading journey to make him more successful. I just posted the link to the actual verification bot in the comments here, guys. So the one that's in my YouTube in the description, that is to join our support channel if you have any trouble joining the link. But this is the actual link here, the Hive Verify bot. So those of you who joined today, you'll be getting that $100 bonus for any deposit. So you don't want to hesitate on that. And that'll help. That will be your access into the group, is joining with your link there, with our link. So guys, like, that's just it. It's getting very exciting because something is about to happen one way or another. We might have some chop, we might go down, but we're getting on the precipice of where we'll either make that massive leg down or we'll form that head and shoulders. All of the scenarios that we've gone over with you, but we'll be keeping you updated in real time in the group. We also got some exciting updates coming out tomorrow. On tomorrow's live. So tune in if you want to know what that is and be eligible for whatever we may be having in store, right? So it's going to be a fun edition tomorrow, Crypto and Cocktails. We'll see if anything changes, keep you updated. Other than that, Rob, anything else before we sign off?
Just keep your eyes up on all the USDT charts. Bitcoin dominance right now. This is my biggest chart I want to be watching here, because if this so the bearish pattern this is playing out right here is a reversal pattern. So usually after reversal, you get continuation. So that means a trend change from, we've been going up and now we got a trend change of going down potentially here. So if we do get a strong bounce on Bitcoin, even though we're more bearish on Bitcoin right now, this here is telling me something, that money's not flowing into Bitcoin right now. Where is it flowing at? It's flowing into stable coins, which we went over as well too. So that's just something you guys just got to remember here. So if we start getting some bullish momentum coming back into the market, there's a lot of money in stables right now. They're at the highs right now. So since they're at the highs right now, it means there's a lot more money to flow into the alt market. That doesn't seem like they're flowing in the Bitcoin right now, or they're trying to decide onto where to put their money at. Right now, they just believe the safest spot is. Let's go ahead and just look at this. Sorry, I have a lot of stuff on my chart sometimes. Update my lot and group. So you are at the extreme, highs on the U.S. dominance chart. So right now we're at some critical levels here. If this breaks out, then yeah, we're going lower. But if we get just one more swing down, we could be looking at some potential good oversold bounce trades, recovery trades, whatever kind of rally, a recovery rally, whatever you want to call it. We're potentially looking at those if we get rejected from right here. So another thing, we were just looking at price action. I just want to sit there and put this out there for you guys. Let's go ahead and turn on so you guys can see it, which I just saw it. I'm looking at that low right there, and I'm also looking at this low right here. So we did create a lower low on the last time we got pulled back here. So now let's look at these 2 points here. Maybe we do break up just a little bit higher on this pattern, but we're almost to that trend line. And this was something I was going to be posting later on the group, so I want to do some more tea on it, but I just did it with you guys so you guys can see it.
Hey.
We're in this range highs, which were on, these lines were created on wicks. Let's just go ahead. Now you guys know I'm on candle. Those are on candle closes. So on these wicks right here, I put that in here. So we're right against this trend line. So we get rejected from this trend line in this area right here and come all the way down to this trend line. That's a lot of money pouring into the markets just for a nice, good, small rally of some sort.
Right. And that's the edge, you guys. That is the edge. Where is the capital flowing? Right now, it's sitting on the sidelines, indecisive wait mode, wait and see. But if we do get that, I guess, relief rally that we talked about earlier, it's because Bitcoin or USDT dominance will be coming down, and maybe those stable coins are flowing into some of the crypto. Right. So that's really interesting. I don't see a lot of other channels going over that. So all eyes on Bitcoin dominance on USDT. Guys, I posted the link to join the group here in the comments. Also, there's the support channel down below. If you want to get in, just DM us and we'll help you get started. Okay. So it's a no-brainer. We love hanging out with you guys here and being able to interact with you. And Jeannie, cheers to you. I'm proud of you for all your progress. And we will be seeing you guys back again tomorrow at the same time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, looking forward to that. And we'll let you know some major updates that are coming out. So yeah, have a great day, guys. And we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.